G'day scrappers. Well, time for these military boxes, and yeah, just box openings, pretty basic really. I don't even know what's in these things, so I'm just going to set up the first one here, and yeah, we'll get to it. So yeah, as you know, most of you probably know, I've got a lot of these boxes and I'm trying to get rid of the actual boxes and work out what's inside. So they're awesome boxes. I think they cost over $300 here in Australia, new, $350, $400, I don't know. They're O-ring sealed. They're, obviously military boxes that they use for dropping out of planes and stuff. These were for IT equipment, for computers, their laptops, cable, the whole lot. They had foam padding, so I've taken all them out. They're really cool. So here we go. Okay, the first one out of quite a lot. I think I might do 2 or 3 boxes on each video. Probably, I'm thinking 1, but there's going to be some more modern stuff that it's just going to go through, and they're going to be pretty quick. So yeah, maybe do three at a time. Okay, well, okay, this is interesting. Mice, goodness me. So I don't know what I've stored in these things. So it could be really ridiculous stuff, kind of like these mice. Yeah, so 3 mice. Okay, well, they do come in handy, but goodness. Just going to, I've kind of, as you know, my garage is cleaned out, and but I've stacked new stuff that I've brought in, but I'm trying to use the garage space at the moment for this stuff to work out what on earth is here and sort it out so I can work out how to get rid of it. Okay. So some of these boxes I've packed away for, like, they've probably been sealed for 5 years, so I have no idea. I've just thrown stuff. Okay, so this looks like a vintage saw. It's got a little thing here, so you could probably connect a drill to it or something. Okay, and there's another one. They're really old school, aren't they? Sure. So I don't know what, whether that's a good brand or not, or old school brand. Oh, okay. So this is like a sander. And the same deal, it's got a little thing here where you can attach something to it and get it going. Yeah, wow. Still got a sanding paper on there. Not sure how you would change it, but they're all aluminium. I probably kept them because they would be probably pretty good for a, like a retro garage setup. So pretty much everything I'm pulling out of there is going to be, I'm going to try and get rid of it or sell it. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep much of this sort of stuff. I might just change the mic over to the back. Okay, hopefully that's better. All right. Okay, well, okay, it's starting to look a little bit better. What's that? Just a power supply? Oh, okay. I was wondering why I'd keep a power supply, but it's for a Commodore, like a Commodore Amiga or something. And a lot of times the power supplies can work out to be harder to get than the actual consoles, the original ones anyway. So that's a Commodore. Wow, that's a pretty heavy one. Old school plug. Well, I'll put that aside. So what I'm going to do is, I know that there's gaming consoles, old school, new school. So I'm going to sort of just try and separate it between like Nintendo, Sony, and whatever else comes out of them. What do we got here? Xbox consoles, or not consoles, what are they called? The wire is a bit sticky, but yeah, well, Xbox joysticks, joypads. All right, wow. Okay, what's in this bag? Just power supply again. Cable. This Microsoft. Okay. So it looks like gaming again. Yeah, Microsoft TV, HD TV. It must be from a gaming console. So interesting. There's gonna be things that I'm gonna think, what on earth, and why did I keep this stuff? But you know, okay, so just some Cat 5 cable, keyboard cable, the old school 5-pin cable, more Cat 5. Okay, PlayStation consoles, some kind of generic one. A Wii adapter. Okay, so during my day of street scrapping, I'd find quite a lot of Wiis, but very rarely would I find the adapters. So no doubt I'm going to have a few Wiis there. But yeah. Wow, another Xbox console thing. All right, what's that? Oh, just garden lights. Oh my goodness. You know, just during eWaste pickups or whatever, you know, I get stuff like this, and I thought, oh, you know, probably thought, oh, they're for your deck lighters. I probably thought, oh, well, they might come in handy rather than just throwing everything out, you know. All right. Oh my gosh. Minolta camera. Okay. My first thought was binoculars. Okay. Old school Minolta camera. Okay. These, I would have kept it because when SRT, super. So I would have kept it because people do like the old vintage style of photography. There's an actual camera lens in here as well. Wow. Don't know what to do with that. Anyone wants a Minolta SRT? Super. Oh, goodness. Okay. There we got our first console. Oh, okay. So it's a Nintendo 64. But this one would have been one that I picked up on street scrapping because the cord's already been cut. But, oh well, good for spare parts, I suppose, hey? And, yeah. Oh well, what a shame. But, well, this part's removable, and then you've got the console, which would be pretty good. Yeah, not bad. All right, well, that's our first gaming console. Nintendo 64. Okay, there's a few weird things. I remember this, picking up this from, I think it was an electrical shop. But I did work out what it is. I couldn't really, but it's for, you know, gamers that play racing game things. And so this is your red, yellow and green lights. So they would flick on as you go. And yeah, bev gear. So oh yeah, just a little plug in there. I think it's pretty old school. I don't think it'd be really, you know, technically advanced, but it is what it is. I probably kept that for more for a display, like if you had a gaming console display room, this would be a cool item just to have in there to add a bit of color and just a little bit of interest. You know, it'll look pretty cool on the bench. So I'm trying to be salesman at the same time as I'm pulling stuff out, just in case, you know. What are these things? A few of these little zip bags. What's that? Digitech computer. A Bluetooth foldable keyboard. Foldable keyboard. There's a little battery in there. Probably don't want that in there anyway. Oh, okay. Oh, wow, how's that? A little Bluetooth keyboard. Don't know what that would, probably, you know, for a laptop. But, wow. Anyone want a Bluetooth foldable keyboard? Looks like there's 3 of them. So there you go. $5. Okay. What are these? I know. These are beakers for you know, like gold recovery or chemical use. It looks like 1, 2, 3 different sizes. So these are slightly bigger. You've got a real little one in there. That's 100 ml, just tiny beakers. So I get this stuff from guys that sell me gold recovery stuff. And hang on. Yeah, they bring their gold recovery stuff to sell because they've accumulated it, but then they realize that they're not going to actually do their own gold recovery. And but they've already bought equipment, chemicals, the whole lot. So I've even gotten chemicals and God knows what from people just because they're just trying to get rid of them. It's just a cable. Oh, this is a crucible for, you know, the electronic furnaces. Good for gold and silver, but no good for copper. Yeah. Well, you can use them for copper, the crucible themselves, but the furnaces, the little furnaces that you put them into, they're not hot enough for copper. And even though I have melted copper, but I got the furnace adjusted to make it a little bit hotter. But what happens is takes so much power that the fuses burn out. They just blow out halfway through melting. All right, micro color computer. Oh, okay. A Radio Shack MC10. All right. Is it in there? Okay. Oh, wow. We've got the whole complete thing. We've got a manual. Micro color computer. Wow. And it's in really nice shape. It's got the power supplies and everything. Well, that TRS 80. Well, still in box, but the box isn't in the greatest condition. It says MC10. Oh yeah, TRS 80 model MC10. Okay, wow, that's got to be sellable for sure. So, yeah, this will be in amongst my oddball computer gaming console stuff. So it's going to take a while until I sell all that. I've got to go through all these boxes first, and then, like I said, organize brands, and then one day I'll just have a sale. This another console here, familiar. Okie dokie. What is this here? The Xbox 360. Yeah, another pickup from street scrapping. But I remember this one, it's picking up this one actually, because it's got the Street Fighter cover over it. So a bit of a custom one, and quite a, you know, cool one, I thought, rather than just the regular Xbox. Well, Xbox 360. Yeah, it's got the Street Fighter cover. Sexy. Don't know if it works or what, but hey, interesting addition. All right, getting down to the bottom of this first box. What do we got? Okay, so this is our Cat 6 cable, different lengths. Obviously kept them for myself just in case I needed good cable for internet. These, I've gotten heaps of these. Don't even know why I kept this one. I've scrapped out better condition ones than this. This is a portable, like a power supply, power point, car power point. Plug it into your cigarette lighter, and away you go. Got one power point. Should try it and see if it works. Just one oddball thing. It looks like a Xbox, some kind of Xbox little cable. So again, it'll go with all the Xbox stuff. And the last thing in this box, it's just an old school laptop, Toshiba T4400. There was a stage when I was collecting these, but I just don't have room for this sort of stuff anymore. But a pretty reasonable condition laptop, Toshiba, what? T4400C. So it'd have a really nice motherboard in there. It's broken too, see, so it's not even worth. So I'm going to probably just scrap this out or send it to scrap, because it's all smashed there. Probably didn't care at the time. I just wanted a version of it. All right, well, there you go. Box one, finally got to them, and this one's done. And yeah, like I said, if I don't know if I said it, but if anyone's interested in these military boxes, I've got a lot of them. I've got to get rid of as many as I can. I got them firstly for storage, but with the idea that if I was going to have a farm out in the sticks, these would come great, really in handy with outdoor storage, storing anything. I mean, gosh, you know, so if you've got a property, you need good waterproof, airtight storage. It's even got O-ring seals along the sides, around the edges of the lid, so when it comes down, it's got a lip here. They close over the lip, so you've got a complete seal. It's clean as. This is probably, you know, 3 years ago since I put this stuff in it. Not a bit of dust or anything from the outside. Yeah, that'd be good for everything, you know, even food storage or camping, fishing. Throw in a bag of ice and you throw in your fish, seal her up, and they're not going anywhere. But they're really good. They, like I said, they're very expensive. I can't remember the brand, but the dimensions are 550 mil or 55 centimeters by 55 centimeters by 450 centimeters deep. So bit over a half a meter square, and then a little bit shorter deep. But and there you go. So they got really good tight clips. They clip in. Got really good handles, super strong. Got these little plastic things that just lock the clips in. Fantastic. Here's me trying to sell empty boxes. But you know, some of them, you know, a bit more used than others. I'd probably give them away for free. Some of the good ones, I don't know. You know, I'm not going to put them on Facebook and try and sell them for $50 each. You know, like someone wants some good ones, $20 each. Come take them. The not so good ones, the dirtier ones, yeah, I'll probably give a few away for free. So anyway, that's that. Let's get into the second box. Okay, box number 2. This comes from a different section. This comes from around the back of my sheds rather than the side of the house. So these are more modern packed boxes. So, and like I said, there's not going to be really interesting things in every one. So it's just random. I've just packed stuff. Okay. Yeah, this is kind of what I figured. Circuit boards, a lot of circuit boards that I needed to move aside to one day maybe depopulate or work out what to do. But we've got something. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Hey, we've still got a gaming bit in there. Atari Flashback. It's a classic game console. Okay. It might be one of those things, you know, where they've got a whole bunch of old school games loaded, something like that. And it's like a flashback. You get a dozen games or whatever. But the nice thing is, it's not just a console. It's got 2 really old school joysticks. How's that, hey? Cool bananas. So they're in really good condition, and it's got the power supply, which is always, yeah, important, because sometimes they can be really oddball amperage or volts or whatever. Well, oh, that's a bonus. A real, you know, nice old school Atari Flashback. Can't remember these as a kid or whatever, you know, but yeah, surely someone knows about them. So let me know, why is it called Flashback? Is it what I'm thinking, that it's a bunch of games loaded, preloaded, that, you know, you can go for the real old school games back in the day? Who knows? But if you know, let me know. All right, well, a bit of foam from this thing. Okay, so we just got old school beige cables. Again, why I kept a lot of this stuff, I don't know. Sometimes it's just filling up the box just to get rid of things. This is a kind of an antenna. Don't know. Don't know why I kept it. That's what I'm trying to say. More cable. Yeah, a lot of times I just kept just bits of cable that might come in handy for rewiring something or something, you know. So, you know, some of that I might sort back. All right, and we got circuit boards. So these are really vintage, super vintage. This one had its gold fingers cut off, so I probably would have bought this. But even these vintage chips would be still really high value gold recovery. These ones, they've obviously had the main chips. They would have been nice taken out. So yeah, but I know that these chips, even the plastic ones, you got some ceramics, but the plastic ones, if you bust them open, you know, I found that they all had a lot of gold in there, you know, so they showed a lot of gold bonding wire, a lot of gold. So yeah, so that's all these are. And yeah, just, you know, the intention is to fully depopulate these. We'll just see how we go. Another similar board. Yeah, looks like I've already taken out the actual main chips. So far that's, you know, it's a lot of this stuff. Some are very basic. But yeah, I do know that these chips are really good for gold recovery. Like, much more valuable than selling these as high-grade boards. But with so many of them, I think there's going to be quite a few tubs around the side or the back of the shed that are going to contain a lot of this. So I'm going to have to deal with these pretty quickly. This one, just a high-grade board, beautiful gold fingers. Yeah, super high-grade. This one, the gold fingers, but I kept it because it's got the ceramic ICs with the gold caps, 2 of them. So obviously want to remove them. Oh gosh, there's a lot of boards. Here we got it's got a little spinny thing in there where something would sit in there and rotate, like for a rotisserie or something like that. Okay, well, that's a fast load cartridge for the Commodore 64. So that's awesome. That'll go with my Commodore stuff. So far I've just got that power supply, and yeah, a fast load cartridge. Interesting. It's got a little card in there. All right, a lot of boards. Okay, so these are again very high grade boards. They've got the ceramic i960s, 2 of them. So that's the reason why I've kept these boards, is to use a heat gun and depopulate these ceramic CPU type things. There's also probably another one under here and another one under there. So 4 i960s, actually 5. There's a smaller one there. Yeah, so all i960s. And this one, just a high grade telecom type board. Might depopulate a couple of things, but nothing really, apart from the RAM sticks. Okay, I see some vintage keyboards. Again, just another board. Not a great deal, but loaded with tantalum capacitors by the looks of it. Some gold pins. Don't know why I put them in there. Just heatsink paste. Oh, I don't know. And this is just looks like a universal power supply. Don't know what that is. An old Microsoft mouse. More boards. And yeah, I kept a lot of boards like this where they've got the Motorola CPUs. So it's a Motorola CPU, but it's board mounted. So I've got to use a heat gun to remove that, as well as this ceramic. This one, don't really know why I kept that. This one, super loaded with IC chips. All I do is I'll take out a couple of IC chips, crack them open, see if they got gold or not. If you don't see the gold, then most likely it doesn't have much gold. Same with that. There, another nice NEC CPU ceramic chip here that needs to be removed. This one I would have already taken off the main chips. Don't know why I've kept a lot of this. But part of the reason would be because at the time I was just trying to clear off stuff. Yeah, see here, remove one chip or something and showing a lot of gold. So I just got to go through the boards and see what's good, what's not. Just a high grade board, no real reason to keep that. An old motherboard, looks like might have had some kind of either Pentium 5, Pentium Pros, maybe not. Really weird, this one. So 4 slots. All right. Just a simple microphone. Don't know why I kept that. Okay, so these will be interesting. Okay, I remember picking up these. I've got to kind of work out what these were for. It looks like for you know, not necessarily a computer or server, but a network kind of thing. It's got the telephone jack. Yeah, probably like a base station, but they're the ADM11s. And I think I put them away because they're quite rare. ADM11s. Yeah. And Zentech. I reckon these will be pretty hard to find, to be honest, original like this. And this is the AWA computers. So yeah, these are all kind of like network. I can't think of the word, but it's like a terminal, that's the word I was looking for. So they're part of some kind of terminals. Just one I kept because it's got a ceramic CPU there that I want to remove. Obviously the old school ceramic stuff is really good. Another Zentech ADM11. Another one. All right, so 5 of these ADM11s. So for someone that's really into the vintage type computing, they would probably come in handy. All right, this one, it's an IBM. I'm not sure of the model. Might as well take out this plug because the cord's been cut anyway. Is it a... Yeah, it's a clicky, but I can't see the model number, whether it's a Model M or not. I might have just kept this one for parts, keys, cover. It looks like a Model M. It's definitely a clicky. So there you go, a Model M. All right, a few bits. Real old school Microsoft mice, which obviously I'll keep. This is also a Microsoft, yeah, for Serial and IBM PS2 mouse ports. So it's a mouse interface. I dare say original ones of these wouldn't be very easy to get these days. So this goes with Microsoft stuff. And the rest just looks like more cable, just junk bits. A couple of ceramic ICs on this. Just oddball stuff, some military style plug with some pins. And that'll do out of that one. Wow. So that was interesting, kind of. Probably not as interesting as the first one, but I did get some gaming stuff, and old school keyboards, and maybe it's an IBM Model M keyboard. One for parts anyway. I might have more, but that's box number 2. I think I might have to change the battery, and I'll probably do one more just to see, you know, random potluck, see what's in the next one. Hopefully it's, you know, some exciting stuff. I'm really mostly after old school computing stuff, and gaming consoles mostly. So let's hope for the best. Okay, well, this one feels quite light, so I hope there's something in it. This one is, again, one from the side of the house, an older one. Let's have a look. Okay, I see another keyboard. Oh. An Apple. An old school Apple keyboard. Extended keyboard too. Yeah, well, it's still got a cord attached inside. Plug there. Oh well, an Apple keyboard. Looks like a gaming console. Yay! Oh no, it's a laptop. Boards of studies, a satellite, Toshiba satellite 310 CDT. Yeah. Well, the old Windows 95. So, yeah, wow, real old school. So don't know what to do with that, whether scrap it out or just throw it as scrap laptops, or, you know, I think there might be quite a few Satellite Pros, so I might put a bunch together and sell a whole collection of them. You know, not that there's a lot of Toshiba collectors around here in Australia. They're mostly into the Mac stuff, obviously. Oh, what's this? It's got the cable cut. Oh, okay. So just a signal generator, old school, that had the cord cut. So I'll probably pick this up at a you know, street scrapping, and I would have kept it just for you know, one day. Back in the day, I used to always think about having a retro steampunk setup in a garage, and like a man cave, and just all retro steampunk components like this to make it really look cool, you know, old school. So, oh well, I might have quite a few of these, same as the laptop, so I might just put a bunch aside and see if anyone wants them or what. You know, there's only so many things I can put aside because I've only got, you know, the space that I've got in the garage. Once again, just a milliamperes DC thing. Very basic, but again, steampunk kind of thing. Same deal, just some kind of thingamajig. Just a meter. Some nice brass on the back. I'm looking for the scrap metals. But again, steampunk stuff. It looks like all steampunk stuff. There you go. A power meter. Although that's really not steampunky. A brass ashtray. That's going into brass. Okay. Again, just an amp meter or something. So this one's quite boring. But I warned you. Again, just some old school switches. Yep, steampunk. And just another Toshiba. See, I did tell you that I, you know, do have a lot of versions of Toshibas scattered around. This is the T1000, so I dare say this is one of the, you know, quite early ones. Yeah, how's that? Little screen, and but in surprisingly good condition. So I think out of all the Toshibas I got, this would probably be one of the oldest. And yeah, it's not broken or anything. It's really nice. All right. Well, that's box number 3. And clip that back, and well, so I did say I was going to do 3 boxes per video. I think that should be enough. You know, to get a few of these videos out and just sort of spread it out, and just by doing just 3, I can start sorting out what I've taken out of these boxes, and then bring in another 3 boxes. I've got one more there to start me off, and just go like that. Otherwise, if I just keep opening boxes, I'm just going to have stuff scattered everywhere. It's not going to get sorted. So, you know, I really want to focus on the gaming consoles and any old vintage computing stuff, and who knows what else I've got in there. But yeah, so that's 3 boxes done. And like I said, you know, just a reminder, if anyone's got a property or just want storage boxes, you know, they're about a half a meter cube roughly. They're awesome, super, you know, airtight, watertight. You know, they use these to throw them off aeroplanes. And these had IT equipment initially. They used to have a whole lot of padding where they would slide in 5 laptops at a time and all kinds of things. I took all the padding out, but they could be used for anything, and especially outdoor storage, even outdoor pantry storage. Like you want to, you know, if you're a prepper and you want to store your baked beans and stuff, you know, but you don't want to have it indoors, you know, you can store it outdoors and have your baked beans and dog food and whatever else you eat. Just joking. But yeah, so get on to me if you want these, you know, like, you know, I was hoping for at least $20, but, you know, some of them I'll probably give away for free. And if you came and got a couple and you had a trailer, I'll probably give you a bunch anyway. I just got to get rid of them. All right, guys. And there's a couple of bigger ones too, so you might be interested in them too. But we'll get to them when we can. All right, guys, keep scrapping, have fun. Hope this is a good idea of doing these, you know, military box openings or unopenings. Yeah, I have no idea what's in them, so that's the thing. So, you know, some might turn out pretty interesting, some might turn out boring as, you know, but, oh well, what do you do? See you next time.